Hi folks, today we are going to remove some spangles. Okay, so let's say you put them in the wrong spot, you put the wrong design on, whatever you did, you messed up and you want to save this shirt, you want to remove the spangles. I'm going to show you a way to do this using our vinyl removal solution that's really easy. So a couple things right away. When you're working with 100% cotton shirts, it's pretty much going to work like a charm. Anytime you've got some polyester in there, I've seen mixed results. If you've got a moisture wicking type of shirt, that's going to give you probably the most trouble because as you add this, it's going to wick out and wick out some glue and stuff. But otherwise, on most garments that I've tried this on, it's worked really well. So I'm going to show you how it works. It's pretty easy and a pretty cool method. So what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and have some spangle transfer paper. Any transfer tape really will work fine just because we're going to want to pick the spangles back off the shirt. A old t-shirt or a rag or something that's preferably dark color or similar color to the garment so we're not spreading lint from one to another and making a mess. And then the vinyl removal solution from ColDesi.com. What I have is I have my shirt. I've got something on a surface that's going to be safe to work on. So if you do this on your kitchen table, when you lift it up, if you've got some polyurethane or something, you will have ruined your kitchen table. So do this in a place that is going to be on a safe surface. I've got a piece of glass here. If you want to do it on the ground, I don't care. Wherever you want to do it, don't do it anywhere where you're going to have any glue or polyurethane or paint or anything that can lift up because you're just going to ruin what you've got. The second thing that I've done is I put some silicone paper between here, something that is going to really just stop the liquid from going straight through the other side of the garment. You can use Teflon, you can use, whatever you want, glass, something that you can put between the garment to separate the layers. That's going to give you best results. You can do it without doing that. But if there's anything on the back of the shirt, you're going to take that off as well. Even if you don't do this method, if any of the liquid gets through, you are going to degrade the glue. So how are we going to do it? We're going to go ahead and open up our solution. This is a product that if you're going to use a bunch of it, get it on your hands. I recommend wearing gloves. Do it in a well-ventilated area. It doesn't have a pleasant scent to it if you're using it a lot. A little bit, not too big of a deal. But if you're doing a bunch of it, keep safe. Put that on, peel my tape, and all I'm going to do here is I'm going back in time. I am putting my transfer tape back on, just like I did when I put it on. I'm going to press it into place, rub it in, make sure that all those spangles get good. You can give your garment a little bit of a tug. This will help to release. And we've got almost all of them are gone. And now I can pick up the couple that didn't just by that. And now we're officially gone. So we've got the spangles off, all right? Now, depending on your garment, especially black, and the reason why I'm using black is because this is a result you can see on black, is we have a little bit of glue residue left over, right? And we want to get rid of that as best as we can. So that's where having the extra t-shirt comes in. Really just start to give this a rub. And what we're really trying to do is to put some friction on that glue so it moves. Now this evaporates very quickly. So most of the liquid part is evaporating. So I will add a little bit more on. And what I'm trying to do is, if you can see on this shirt here, the glue is actually coming off on the dry shirt. So after it gets wet, move to another dry area. Now, depending on what you're doing here is going to depend on what level of perfection you need, right? If you just put the wrong color on and you're replacing the design, I probably didn't even really have to do much with this trying to remove the excess blue, right? If I put the wrong name or in the completely wrong space, accidentally put it on the back of the shirt or something like that, then I really want to do it as best as I can. So I'm going to put a little bit of work into this one to really try to get as much of it off as possible to get the shirt basically back to new condition or as close as I can. So I find that we're mostly all gone. In the center, where I didn't rub the most yet, is where I'm seeing some still. Let me flatten this out so I can get a good view for you. So right now, we're almost completely gone. There's a little bit of residue in there. Now, depending on what I was doing, if I was repressing this shirt, then I think I would be fine to put another one on top. If I really wanted to get this back to perfection, I would just do another coat of it. And this is where, if the more you use more of this, the more you need to make the shirt back to original condition. Now I'm going to make one other note. This is a Fruit of the Loom heavy tee I'm putting this on. If I've got extra of these, this is going to go into a donation pile or something like that. It's a couple $1 shirt. I'd rather not spend a whole bunch of money a whole bunch of time trying to save a $2 shirt and use, a quarter worth of product or whatever amount, you end up using of this. So don't bother with it unless you really need to. If I was working with a $10 garment or something that would, $20 garment, I definitely would want to spend the time on this. Or if this order was due and I was going to have to order one more shirt and it was going to cost me $20 to order one more shirt to get it here tomorrow or something like that. I think you get what I'm saying. So the last thing that I want to do is I want to take this over to the heat press. So I'm going to press this shirt and show you what it looks like. When we run it through the press, it's going to come, it's going to dry off completely. So let's get this through a heat press. Be right back. Okay, now we're back and we're with our shirt. And I just want to show you as up close as possible what you can see here. So if we get in the light here, you can tell ever so slightly that this is where that this was used. Let's see if I can get it in a light where you can barely see it, but I can just see some lines here. And this is from where the glue wicked out. So if I were to go back even again, or run this through, just a water, just wash or sink wash, you can even get rid of that complete line. I've definitely done this with Spangles a handful of times. It's worked out really, really well. But the key is that when you do that heat press on the last step there, here in the angle, you can see a little bit of where I've got kind of my water stain here. So I could go back again, I could add some more and heat press it again, or I could do a water wash, and that will help you get this last bit out. But at this point in time, we're almost completely back to normal, which is what our goal is. So I am going to, for the sake of getting it perfect so I can actually use this shirt again, I'm going to put a little bit more where that line is. And remember that as we're liquefying this glue, a little bit of it is kind of getting out into the shirt. And that's where you can still see a small, I wouldn't even describe it as much of a stain as it is. It looks like kind of like a water stain on a shirt. So you do this. and then when you run this through the heat press and dries, then it looks fantastic. So this is what you're going to want to use. It's a really cool product. Works great for vinyl. On cotton shirts, I find that it works really, really well. And on the 100% moisture-wicking polyesters, those are the ones that's the toughest to work with. Unfortunately, those can be expensive shirts too, so be careful with your Spangles. But here's your solution on how to remove Spangles and fix some of your mistakes. I really hope it helps you guys out and helps you to make some money and have some great product to sell to your customers. Thank you.